Details on RTE Airtel page 199. You must be over 18 to enter. Lines will close at 11:25 tonight, and later on we'll be calling someone live, and you must be there to take the call, otherwise you don't get the car and the cash. Okay, so we're going to move on to my next guest, who's a very successful author and has been published in more than 50 countries around the world. She's sold over 1 million books and has been translated into 30 different languages. Her latest book, Love from Heaven, went straight into #1 in the book charts, both here and in the UK. She claims that everybody has a guardian angel and that she can see and talk to angels. Would you welcome, please, Lorna Byrne, ladies and gentlemen. Well, how are you?
I'm fine.
I haven't seen you for a little while.
No, it has been a while, so I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, it's good to see you as always, and thanks for coming in to see us. We get straight down to business because the new book is out, and like I say, it's #1 in the UK, it's #1 in Ireland, so congratulations. I mean, enormously popular. People love what you write about and what you say. And in the book, it's called Love from Heaven. You talk about having been to heaven. It's a place that a lot of people have thought about, prayed about, considered, but have never been to. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Heaven is a place where when you go, when you physically die, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And it is real.
Yeah.
You know.
But you have the unique perspective of having been there while alive.
And any time it has happened to me, it's either the angel Michael or sometimes the angel Amen that would reach into my body and take my soul.
Yeah. And where are you when they do that? Physically, where are you?
Sometimes I'm usually on my own. Sometimes they might say to me, you know, you're to go for a walk or you're to sit down somewhere like that. Sometimes I could be at home in my own house.
Sure.
You know, it could literally be anywhere, really.
And do they...
Any part of the world now, I'm afraid.
That you might be. Yeah. And do you see them coming to talk to you and to say you're going to heaven now, Lorna?
Yeah, I see the angel physically as I see you there.
Literally that,
and that obviously. Physical, and it will stand right in front of me.
Yes.
And it's like at that moment when it reaches in, its hand always seems to, because no one has ever really asked me this question before, its hand seems to really get bigger. In that sense, and the angel seems to really lighten up as if loads of light is coming from the angel.
Yes.
And the angel gives a human appearance.
Yes.
And at that moment when it reaches in and takes my soul, it's like it takes my breath away. I don't feel my body or anything like that. I'm gone from it.
Yes. And do you see your body? Is it like that transcendental meditation type thing where you can see the body, or is it?
It's I've actually never really thought about it, so now I have to.
But is it a state of mind, or are you on a?
No, it's physical. It's physical. It's physical.
So okay, so they bring you to heaven.
Yeah, and sometimes it depends. One of the last times, what I've written about in the book, Love from Heaven, was when I was brought there, and I just saw a sea of souls.
What does a sea of souls look like?
It's actually incredible.
Yeah,
it's like, in one sense, like all little children, in that sense, but they're just so perfect, and they're so beautiful. And
are they faces or?
No, there was millions of them.
Yeah.
You know, so imagine looking at millions, and they all seem so close together and moving around, and they are so bright. And then seeing some angels, guardian angels, walking in among them. And I was told to pay attention and watch one particular guardian angel. And as it walked through the sea of souls, then it just stopped, cutting the story short. And it was like, you know, the soul and the guardian angel meeting for the first time. They embraced. I can't describe that embrace. It was like intertwining. And just seeing that love. And then another part of it was when the guardian angel took the soul and went to, the only way I could call it humanly for people to understand would be like the throne of God. The guardian angel brought the soul to be in front of God.
And you were witnessing all of this.
And I was watching this. It was like as if maybe I was, you know, standing there where the camera was.
Yes.
And
that close as a witness to it all.
It was that close. and just watching the soul in front of God and God embracing the soul. And because you have to remember, every soul is that speck of light of God.
Yeah.
You know, that spark.
So you saw God then?
I did, and to me, you seem shocked.
I am shocked, because I always think that that you think or pray, or it's a spiritual or a soulful thing, or religious experience, but I've never heard of anyone physically seeing.
I don't know why this happens to me. I don't know why God has allowed this.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm to share it with the world, to tell everyone.
Yeah.
And
so tell me about, now that you've met him, like what is God? What does God look like?
To me, very beautiful.
Yeah.
He gives a male appearance always. He's never given a female appearance.
Is he old or
no?
young?
He always looks young. And the most incredible thing about God is that he is so overwhelming. It's like the love that comes from him is so overwhelming that power kind of makes you feel, in one sense, you want to run and hide, but yet you're so excited. You know, your own soul is just so full of joy and wants to run to God, but yet on the other hand, you're kind of a little afraid.
It's awe.
It's
awesome.
awe.
It's like in the proper sense of the word.
It's
awesome.
it's like that.
Yeah. And did you talk to God?
Not there.
Did he
that
talk
time.
to you? But you have before?
Not there. In God's library was one occasion. He gave out to me for doing exactly what I said a second ago, running and hiding, because of being so overwhelmed.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the points in the book that you make, Lorna, about, you talk about physical appearance.
Yeah.
And what have you to say about that?
I think what you're talking about is self-love.
Yeah, self-love, exactly.
Self-love. Most of us, I would say 99% of the population, we have forgotten how to love ourselves.
Okay.
We see ourselves as, you know, inadequate, imperfect in all of those ways, instead of seeing ourselves as you know, as good, as beautiful, as perfect. And we have lost the credibility of loving ourselves. You have to remember, you know, you can't love anyone else unless you love yourself. You only can love someone else whatever amount you love yourself. It's like when Jesus said, you know, love your neighbour as yourself.
Yes.
That's what he was saying. He was telling us.
So where did the angels come into that message then?
I think it was when I was about maybe 5 years of age.
Okay.
When I was told that I was not just going to see the angels physically, but that God wanted me to see something else. And that was the powerful force of love.
Yeah.
To see it coming from a person. And love comes from the soul. And that's why love comes from heaven. And each and every baby born in the world is 100% pure love. You
say that about, as you talk about younger people, children, you said they're becoming more cold-hearted instead of more loving. That's a terribly sad thing to comment.
It is very sad, and that is something that has happened in the world.
And how did that come to pass?
I think it came to pass because we became so materialistic.
Right.
In that sense, parents in themselves and the whole world, you and me, everybody, you know, we kind of put children second. We're not loving them and caring for them enough. We're not giving them enough of examples of love. That in a sense, children think that the right thing to be is to be cold-hearted, is to be bitter. I see so much of it, you know, and that we have to change that. We have to bring love back into the world. It's important because it's you and me that have to do it.
Yeah.
It's all of us. In order to, you know, make this world a better place. You know, we do treat children very badly.
Yeah, well, we have
we
a
don't
bad track
teach
record
them.
of it.
We have a very bad track, even here in this country.
That's particularly,
you know, we have children homeless. We even have children going hungry.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we have children that aren't, you know, our government or we allow our government to not allow them to be educated properly, to give them every opportunity in the world.
And you talk about celebrities having a negative effect on
I think celebrities need to actually wake up a little bit.
Yes.
and start to realise that young people, very young people, are watching them. And that's another reason why an awful lot of young people are losing self-love, because they think they have to be like the celebrity, or that one day they have to be like them.
Okay, and where does the angel element of your story come into this? Because what you're saying is very common sense and makes a lot of sense. But where do you bring the angels into the equation? Into
the equation. The way I would bring the angel into equation is that every single person has a guardian angel, and every single human being has a soul. And what I had said before, your soul is pure love, and that love can't be destroyed or diluted in any way. And we have to remember to love ourselves more and let that love out. Like, I remember the first time the angels showing me love, it was between my parents. And say my dad was there, my mom was here, there was that distance. And the angel saying, you know, pay attention. And I seen what was like this mist coming from my parents. The only way I can describe it, but it's coming from the soul, from every part of them. And it was crystal clear, and it just sparkled like ice. But the most wonderful thing was, and I even smile at it now, is that when that touched and intertwined, both my parents, and it came from my mom as well, both of them could feel the love of each other. You know, and we need more of that love out in the world.
Is it exhausting being, I don't know if the right word is conduit, but being somebody who the angel speaks to, and does it take its toll on you? I mean, I believe that you have, like, it would affect friendship, that you've written about this?
I suppose God has, in one sense, never allowed me to have a great amount of friends. You know, even as a child, it was always limited. I don't know. I believe it is, in one sense, so I wouldn't have become contaminated by the world in that way.
So there's a purity to you.
I don't know. This is just...
You're interpreting it. Yes, no, I understand that. Yeah,
you know,
I appreciate that.
In that way. And I really don't know.
Yeah, do you see it as a privilege or a burden?
I don't see it as a privilege, because you have a soul. You have a guardian angel, and so has everyone else, whether you're good or bad. So, and I don't feel it as a burden, because if you can change one person's life, you know, or save a child's life, that's what life is about.
And
it's about reaching and helping others.
And when you see, like, your book and if you like, your message, it's #1 in the UK and #1 in Ireland. Phenomenal interest in it, a huge popularity of it. What do you attribute that popularity to, Lorna?
I don't know. It was just when I was a child and even a teenager and an adult, the angels used to say that one day I would write about God and us. And I laughed at them because I couldn't read or write. And I can read now, but not a huge amount. You know, and they said the books would be bestsellers, but to me it's about changing people's lives. It was like the father who came to me one day and said, you know, he was absolutely shocked when his son said to him, you know, with a piggy bank, Dad, if I pay you, will you spend time with me? He said it gave him a wake-up call. You know, it shattered him utterly. You know, and already I'm hearing back from, I have to say, fathers. You know, the other day I met a father, it was just after the book launch, and I was in Dublin on, I think you call it Grafton Street, and a father wheeling a child and another child. He just stopped me and said, Lorna, thank you.
Yeah, simple as that. Well, look, thank you for coming to see us, and continue good luck with what you do.
Thank you.
Lorna Byrne, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Lorna. Lorna's book, Love from Heaven, is in shops now. We do have a short break to take, but coming up we'll be talking to the great Christy Dignam and his wife Catherine. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Stay with us.